folks, welcome back. It's the 7th of January 2025. It's actually the day that the kids went back to school, so I did the school run this morning, threw the stuff in the car and headed down here, and here is the Jura, which is kind of south central, southeastern Poland, where Silesia meets Małopolska, and it's known for these spectacular limestone environments, so these outcrops, the cliffs and the castles that are built on some of those cliffs, which I'll show you tomorrow and over the next couple of days. That's the plan, to tour a few of those. So something a little bit different for this trip, in that I'm going to be car camping. Basically I've taken all my normal camping gear, chucked it in the car, and got some blackout blinds for the windows. But I'll get that set up later and show you around. So this rock is called Baba, which I think means grandma. It's like a cute name for babcia or grandma. And maybe I've been in the woods on my own too long, but as I walked towards it, it looked completely like the silhouette of a grandmother. But what an awesome climbing rock. You can see, looking at all the wear around the bottom there, it's definitely used by climbers, but just spectacular.
Saying glad you're here. When we're together, only one thing moves. Everything else stays the same.
Yeah, last night it was raining all afternoon and into the evening, so had to find a spot, park up and make camp, and then couldn't really get out of the car much. But having this cover meant that I could at least get out and cook outside, which was great. Yeah, you are pretty limited in the middle of winter when the weather's bad to finding places like this, and this was actually the third stop I made. I just didn't like the look of the first couple of sites that I got earmarked on the map. But yeah, this one was perfect. The road's a little bit busy. It died off about 8 o'clock last night, but it's picked up again about 6 this morning. So yeah, an ideal spot really.
I'm not quiet, you've been quiet, just receiving what you said. Feelings feeding, feelings about everything you fed. I see as you see.
So behind me is the castle, the closed castle of Bobolica. About a kilometre back was Mirów, which was also closed. I mean, it's the first week of January, it's -2 and snowing. Why wouldn't it be open? But these are the first two castles that I've come across on the trail of the Eagle's Nests, which are these castles that were built up on these limestone outcrops. Built by Casimir the Great, I think it was about 1100. This was rebuilt, actually, this is from 2002, but built on the ruins of the previous castle and to some drawings or plans or whatever they had. So yeah, it looks like they're all going to be closed, so I'm not going to be visiting castles. up in the cave there, minding my own business, when in walks a guy with a bouldering mat on his back. Absolutely fripped me to death, but yeah, and turns out he lived in Sheffield for 4 years, learnt to climb there, now lives about 15 minutes away and has all this limestone rock on his doorstep, and whenever he gets a bit of time nips out and does a bit of climbing. So yeah, pretty envious of that. So yeah, it's a couple of weeks after the footage you just saw. I'm back down in the same place. That snowstorm that was just getting stuck in a couple of weeks back, this is the remains of that same snow that around here certainly doesn't look like it's going anywhere. So yeah, back down in amongst the limestone magnificence of the Jura. I'm at the first sort of stop on the way, which is Okiennik Wielki, which I think means something like large window, for obvious reasons, and it's just awesome. So let's go and have a look. So, good morning. While the car's still in sleep mode, I'll give you a bit of a tour, a bit of a look around. So this is a 2018 Jeep Cherokee. The seats don't quite fold flat, but near enough for me. I'm actually parked with the front of the car downhill, so it's probably flatter than normal. To make a sleeping platform, that's an old IKEA shelf. Just with a piece of string that wraps around the headrest and just bridges that gap between the top of the back seat and the front seat there. The front seat's about halfway forward, it's not all the way, and that gives me enough space. I'm 5'11", and yeah, as I say, that's enough for me. Feet just about touch the bottom and head just about touches the top. I've got an old Climate camping mat. This is a Nemo Disco, so a 1 degree sleeping bag. It was tested last night, that's for sure. That's a reindeer skin, which means that it can go a lot colder than it might have done otherwise. Another blanket thrown in the back there as well. Equipment I've got, so this is all the kind of camping stuff, the stove, gas, what else, bits and pieces of food, that kind of thing. In the bottom are clothes, toiletries, and yeah, the bedding packs into there when I fold it all up. Clothes on the top there, essentials that I might need in the night, so lights, tea bags, glasses. There's the water that didn't freeze overnight. Here's the library. In terms of blacking the windows out, that's an old yoga mat held in with lollipop sticks. I've used the kind of standard summer sunshades, which just do the job of stopping people looking in. This is a shower curtain, believe it or not, that's just wedged in the doors in the front there, just to sort of separate it out so the front isn't actually blacked out. I'll show you that in a second. Let's have a quick look around this side first. So that's a piezo resistor cool box, so isn't actually a fridge, just keeps things a little bit cooler than ambient. In current temperatures, I don't really need it to be any colder than it is. I've got a battery pack down there. It's only a really small one, so I can't run a lot from it. That's the temperature measurement, which says last night the minimum was -4, and inside the car was 0.1 degrees, so it didn't actually reach freezing inside. Yeah, just to show you the front. So yeah, as you can see, it's ready to sort of jump in and drive away if I needed to get out of here quick. And trying to keep that as clear as I can while I'm in the back.
Spacious barn, hanging with freshly watered flowers. A few low chairs stood around the walls, and there was a table and tiled stove in the corner.
So there's home for last night. Parked up there next to the shelter, which was really handy through the night. And the main road's back down that track there, you can see cars on it. I didn't hear that at all in the night. I turned in about 9 o'clock and didn't hear anything after that. Another shelter just here. The sun's just coming up through the trees, and yeah, there's a load of hikes around here up to some of the limestone rock outcrops. So I'm just going to take a walk up to explore one of those before I set off for the day. So I'm not quite sure what format this video is going to take and how much of the last aborted trip I'm going to include. So a couple of weeks ago I came to do this trip and got snowed off. The purpose really is to explore the trail of the eagle's nests. That's a long distance hiking trail that connects up these eagle's nests, these castles that are built on these rock outcrops from the 14th century. Yeah, this one's Rabsztyn, this one's been partly restored and you can tour it and visit the museum, but unfortunately not on an early morning in January. So this being a GoPro, I'm not sure how much of this you're going to make out, but I'm stood in a spot that where a photo was taken a few years back that went viral of these fields which stretch for sort of kilometres in either direction, either side of this village, and each field is only, I don't know, 10 metres wide, something like that. Here's the picture. So I'm in Ojców, the Ojców Valley, about to start the second hike of the day, but check out this tree that grows inside the cafe. The cafe's closed of course, but so as I say, I'm in Ojców National Park, the smallest national park in Poland, and this is really cool. So this is a pond that's been built by beavers. You can see where the tree stumps are, they're all been gnawed. You can see the teeth marks in them all across this lagoon. And they've all been dragged here into this, to form this dam. Just incredible work. No sign of any beavers there. This valley is quite a nice example of what this area is famous for. So I'm not sure if you can see it on the GoPro, but dotted up both sides of this valley are these huge limestone outcrops full of holes and caves and climbing routes. Yeah, just great, really pretty. So when I planned this route, I saw a cave on the map and thought, that'll be worth a look. So added it as a pin to the route. I didn't realise it's quite a big deal, whatever this cave is called. I'll put it on the screen, but yeah, it looks like you're charged for entrance and you have to even queue up. But not today, unfortunately, so firmly locked. the next limestone formation, and it's a good one. This is the Krakow Gate. So I'm walking back through the town of Ojców, and yeah, that hike ended up a bit longer and a bit steeper than I was expecting, but all good. Yeah, this valley is full of these old wooden villas. They're all restaurants and bars and accommodation, but everything's closed for winter. It all reopens on the 1st of February, which is in a week's time, unfortunately. So not quite sure where I'm sleeping tonight. I'll try and get a bit of mobile phone service because I haven't got any of that at the moment. And yeah, find a spot on park for night. And yeah, see how we get on.